Hey everyone, it's me, Donna. Okay, I'm making this video to talk about a company called ADNTRO. You can upload your raw DNA to this company and they will give you a free report as well as give you the opportunity to upgrade and get more deeper information about yourself, as far as things like say your histamine intolerance, your anxiety, things like Neanderthals and Denisovans, if I said that right. Let's see, just, various different things, more things about your ancestry, your nutrition, your behavior, and just different things. Okay, and with the free sample, there's maybe a few things that are unlocked, but most of the stuff is locked. And you can click, for instance, say like this right here, the histamine intolerance. When I click on it, it will show up a page, and on this page, since it's locked, in order to be able to see it, you will have to upgrade, and to be able to see everything, you will have to pay $29 and all that, which to me, I don't really care about all this other health stuff, which I know some people do. Some people are really into that. Me personally, just don't really care for that. That ain't my thing. Anxiety, just different things like that. I'm just not into that. Like, I don't care to know that stuff. The one thing that I care about when I take any DNA test, besides cousin matches and all that stuff, which this, as far as I can tell, I don't think they offer that. But I'm looking for my DNA results, like my ethnicity report. I like to dive deep. Like, I want to know the ancient stuff as well as the recent stuff, because I feel like it has a lot of importance, because there's a lot of things that little small pieces of ancient DNA can do for you. Like, it can have a huge effect on your body. It can affect how you look. It can affect how you feel. Any type of genetic defects. That can play just as much of an important role as a big piece of DNA. So to me, all that's important, and I just like to know. I like to know where my ancient ancestors came from and what I'm really made of. I don't want to just know the overbloated recent picture of myself. I want to know all of me, because some of the smaller pieces actually include your fourth or fifth great grandparents, and because they the pieces that you have from those people fall below a certain centimorgan length on as far as the DNA strip, some companies will not include it in your report. Companies such as Ancestry DNA, 23andMe, they have decided to not allow things below, say, between 6 or 8 centimorgans. I'm going to go as far as AncestryDNA.com is concerned. They don't look at anything that is smaller than 8 centimorgans when they're doing your DNA report. So even if you have a whole bunch of, say, 6 centimorgans or 5.9 centimorgans or 7 centimorgans or whatever it is of say Native American or even British or whatever, even if you have a bunch of this stuff in your body or in you that make up your genetic self, if it's smaller than their limit, they will not include it. And so they'll just show the bigger pieces of what you are and make you think, well, that's what I am. And that's why a lot of people just stop there. And then and if they do any deeper stuff, they are shocked at what they find. And then they, a lot of people tell other people, oh, well, my results from ancestry are just great and wonderful and blah blah blah, and they think that that's it. That, and other people that look deeper are just ridiculous and whatever, and they just don't realize that ancestry DNA is not looking at all the small pieces that they have. And some people, who walk around thinking that they're 100% British or 100% African or 100% of whatever, or bigger pieces of, say, Irish and British and German, whatever. They may walk around thinking that they don't have any African, they don't have any Native American, they don't have any, anything else but that. They actually have a false sense of themselves and would be shocked to find out that they have a 4th or 5th great grandparent who was African, who was Native American or whatever. They don't want to believe that because Ancestry DNA didn't tell them that. Well, that's because they're not looking at the smaller pieces. And I'm telling you that right now. That is a fact. You can look it up and you can find that is the truth. But anyway, so what is cool about this company, which to me is a blessing, is that they do look at the ancient stuff. And so when I click on that part, it's unlocked. Okay. And as far as they're concerned, of course, I'm mostly West Eurasia, 92.79% of that. I'm 2.2% East Asian, and I'm 4.99% American Indian. These results have come up in different DNA tests that I have done at different levels, different versions, all that. And some ethnicities are labeled as different things, but yet it means the same thing. But some places may think one type is this kind of people from a similar region, and another company may claim that it's something else. So you just, but that's where you just have to kind of figure it out for yourself as to what it means for you. And of course, being a 99% match, and that's what they do. They compare your DNA to these other people from these regions, and they pick the strongest matches that you have first. So I really match people from England. Like I have a lot of DNA and connections to England. Same thing with Northwestern Europe. I have like 99% close matches to people from those regions. I have a 99% match to people from Iberia, which is like Spanish and Portuguese. I have, a strong connection there. Same thing with Finland and all that, Scandinavia, those regions in the far north of Europe. I have a strong connection to those people, the Vikings, all that. A lot of my ancient ancestors come from those regions. All right, Tuscany, which has to do with Italy and all that. I have a strong match to people from that region. Levantine, and I believe that has to do with like the Middle East, like Lebanon, Palestine, those types of regions. I have a strong connection there. And on some tests, it just says that I Middle East. It might label me as that. I've had some tests that say that I'm Jewish. Some tests say that I'm Jewish. That I have a small percentage of that. So somehow that may incorporate that. All right. Also, getting down to my Native American, I have like connections to Puerto Rico. I have strong connections there. That has showed up in my CRI genetics. Also, I have Colombian and Mexican. That's where I guess a lot of my ancient Native American ancestors came from. Also down here, it's got the Peruvian as well. Those have showed up in like my CRI genetics and all that, and some other tests as well. Like I said, it may label it as just south American Indian or just American Indian or whatever. It shows up as different things on different tests, but that's where I think some of my main Native American does come from, is South and Central America. I don't know at what point they left those regions and came to be, move up into, say, like Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, all that. I don't know at what point that happened. I don't know if it had to do with ancient migrations, or if it was done during slavery or whatever. I do know that I have Native American ancestors who came from the Tennessee, Mississippi, northern Alabama regions, and that claim to have been there for centuries. So maybe that could be it. I don't know. And as far as the Puerto Rican, see, that's where I'm most confused about the Puerto Rican part, because I don't know if that was in intertwined and all that as well, or if that came later. Who knows? Maybe one day I will figure more of that out. All right. Also, I have a strong connection to South Asia, like Punjabi, Gujarati Indian. Those have showed up in other DNA tests, especially CRI genetics. So, I have a pretty good average connection to people from those regions. Also, African. I have African. Southwestern African, and on down here also African Caribbean. From my understanding, I have connections to both South Africa, West Africa, East Africa, North Africa, all that. So I have like a lot of connections there. But what's interesting on this test, it combines my African and Caribbean together. So there could be something to that. There could be something involved in the slave trade or whatever that, created ancestors there that somehow ended up to where they could be my, ancestors. They may have moved up. Maybe their children, ended up, in this region. So yeah, that's interesting. And again, it could have to do with the slave trade or whatever. So yeah. All right, back to the South Asian. Let's see, Bengali, Telugu, Tamil, all that. Let's see, and I have stumbled across a South Asian ancestor that I have, and I think it had to do with that trade that was going on way back in the day between England and South Asia, where they had that trade route going. I think he was involved with that, or was a result of that. So, but I haven't really been able to dig deeper and find out anything else. It's just, I just know that much, and there could be more ancestors from South Asia that I'm unaware of at this time, but that's what I've got so far. Also, I have Chinese that has showed up in other DNA tests, so this company's got it labeled as Han Chinese, Kin. Also, Vietnamese. I have Vietnamese that has showed up as well. So Kin Vietnamese, Day Chinese, Southern Han Chinese, also Japanese that has showed up in other tests as well. So I have that. All right, and also it talks about Luha, Gambian, Mandinka, and Mende, as far as being able to, because those are the lowest connections that I have, but I do have a connection to people from those regions. It's just kind of small because it may be more ancient. But at the bottom it's got Isan and Yoruba, Now, I don't know if they're listed because they're just automatically listed on everybody's results, and if you don't have it, then it will be 0, or if they're listing it because even though it's labeled as 0, there may be something that's just 0 something or point something, and it's too small to actually label as 1%, but yet there's maybe just something there to where it's enough for them to have to label it, but they have to label it as a 0% match. So I don't know. Maybe someone else who's taken this test, can tell me, or let other people know if that's the case. I don't know, but I just know that it's at the bottom, and it's those two are listed at 0. Okay, so that's pretty much it as far as that goes. And then it shows like a graph bar comparison as to my connections to people from these regions. So that was pretty interesting. So yeah, I mean, I pretty much got what I wanted from this company just doing the free thing. And I can't remember if I mentioned it in the beginning of this video, but I used my MyHeritage raw DNA, because I took a DNA test with MyHeritage, and I downloaded that, and then I uploaded it to this company, and this is the results that I got from that. So, to me, this is pretty cool. I'm pleased with that. Don't know if I want to upgrade, because again, I'm not really interested in the nutrition and fitness or the behavior or health or anything like that. But if I were, it looks like they got a pretty good deal. I mean, $29 to make the biggest package. I mean, that's not a bad deal if you are really into that and want to know that stuff. That's great. But me, no, this doesn't really interest me at this time. But anyway, I just thought I would make this video and share my results with you guys and see what you think. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.